Go ahead and react to somebody new today. Let's go ahead and tap into it. Let's go. Whoo!
You know my squad. You know my squad. I said now ain't nobody messing with my squad. You know my squad. You know my squad.
Subscribe squad, it's another day, it's another dollar, and it's time for another freaking reaction, because that is what we do. You look at me and I look at you, you look at me and I look at you. That is what we do. Now before we go ahead and react to some Mesus for the very first time on the channel, you should do me a favor, hit the like button, sub button, bell button, because you can ring my bell. Ring my bell, ring it, ring it, ring it. That we know every single time, literally every single time I'm going to drop a new video. Now that subscribe squad, we have this goal. We're trying to get to 50k subs. 50k subs. I have a new album out. It is called 25. 25 is the new album. If you buy my new album by clicking the link in the description below or heading over to TheRealScribeCash.com, you'll get a guaranteed reaction video request. Guaranteed that I will react to your video. All you have to do is just buy my new album. You can also continue to donate to the channel. CashApp, Venmo at TheRealScribe, PayPal, TheRealScribeCash at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? And today we're going to be, with that being said, today we're going to be reacting to Mesus. I was told that I would actually make a really dope collaboration with Mesus, so I'm going to check him out. I told you guys I'd check him out, and if I like him, then I'm going to reach out to him, and hopefully we can get a collaboration going. With that being said, this is Mesus, and it is The White Sin. Let's find out what he's talking about.
One of the most disturbing things over the past few days, I think, has been the treatment of whiteness as some kind of moral disease. Yeah. You know, apparently all white people are racist.
I'm sorry George Floyd got killed. I kneel, but I don't feel white guilt. That's real. Had guns in my face a bunch by cops. Had my face slammed off my trunk by cops. Piece of shit coming every race. That's facts. Some work for the fucking state and wear badge. Doesn't matter where you come from. Black hood, yo, this shit affecting everyone. Backwoods, I'm not sorry I was born white. You act like it was my choice. You act like it was my need. It suffocated George Floyd. You act like I don't give a shit. You act like I did this shit. You act like I think that all black folks are ignorant.
Okay, so I feel like, okay, who is the you he's speaking to? Because I feel like this is just a misunderstanding of what's actually taking place. Nobody's trying to make white people feel guilty. Like that's not what's taking place at all. If anything, I think for me personally, it's just having white people acknowledge that there is a systematic issue here. Not only that, there is a racial issue that is going on with police brutality versus African Americans versus people not of color. And that's not to say that there's not violence against people who are white, who deal with the police. Because I also think that there's an overall bigger issue of the militarization of the police in America. But what we are saying is that you need to acknowledge the fact that African American people are more likely to have a violent end of circumstance, especially if they're unarmed. That's all we're saying, is to acknowledge that. Not only that, let's put legislation in place so we can end this systematic issue, and let's figure out what the next step is after we're all on the same page mentally that this is an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an issue. If you feel guilty, and then maybe you should take a look in the mirror. Like, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel guilty, maybe you should start looking at yourself a little bit more, because nobody is saying that all white people are the issue, but it's the same thing as an innocent bystander. If you sit there and you watch stuff going on, if you watch somebody being bullied, then you might as well be bullying the person if you're not doing anything to help that person out. And that's all we're saying. But if you feel guilty, then maybe you are, question mark.
All black folks are ignorant. I refuse to be labeled as the same across the table. Baby rapping, shedding all the way to Cain and Abel. I ain't Karen in the park and I ain't Derek Chauvin. I ain't nothing like those motherfuckers. Skin's the only thing we have in common. I'm a phone watching George dying. Swear to God, if I was there, I would've rushed the cops or died trying. And I ain't saying it's the fault of people that it didn't. I'm just saying I ain't sitting back, white or black, fuck pigment. Victim is a victim, and so you don't get me wrong. The only ones that's in the wrong had the badges and pistols on. Along the same thought process, if I'm being honest, why am I supposed to feel guilty for shit that I ain't involved with? I ain't never been to Klan rallies, neither has my granddaddy. The ex-girl is black, almost had a black granddaddy. When I get a tan, I look mucho Mexican. Think I never been through problemos, better guess again. Guess we back to guess again, cause of this mess we in. Even though I never been one to hate because of skin. Fuck it, paint us all with the same brush. Don't blame the bad apples, blame the whole bunch. I feel like Sonny, this ruined my whole lunch. Sick to my stomach, God, I don't know who to trust. One channel says this, one channel says that. One says he ain't resist, one says he fought back. Yo, I thought that, what if we had roles reversed? And I was...
Which channel said he fought back? Because that's just a lie. Everybody saw the video. Everybody saw the video. But one thing I would say is I do understand his perspective, and I think as a white person, I can get why he could feel this way as to people trying to make him feel guilty. And I'm sitting here as a black person telling him that that is not the case. We're not trying to make you feel guilty. We're trying to get y'all on the same page as us. You know what I'm saying? And to help you be a part of the change. And I appreciate the fact that, you know, he's sitting here and he's acknowledging. He said, look, the only people he saw that was guilty was the people who had badges on. And we're on the same page when it comes to that. And not only that, I respect his perspective as far as his feelings. And I think it is great that he's being a part of the conversation. And talking about it, and so that way we could all get on the same program. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it's all about. Is let's share our perspectives, let's get on the same page, so that way we could be, you know, a catalyst for change. And I like the, you know, I'm not saying I like the way that he's rapping. I'm gonna have to check out some more of his music. As of right now, I'm definitely down to do a song with him, because if anything, I feel like, you know, us having different perspective and coming from different backgrounds, we would make a really killer song. Facts.
First, and I was in a hearse. I wonder how many cities would have burned. When will we learn? God, I know.
They say that, and so I feel like having that statement, well, if George Floyd was white, would we be having the same reaction? Me personally, if George Floyd was white and I saw the same thing that I saw, yes, I would have had the same reaction. That was dead wrong, bro. It's sickening. That was literally like, it's absolutely sickening. I would have been, if y'all wanted to protest, I would have been at the protest too for that too. Because wrong is wrong, right is right. And to sit here and say that, well, if he was right, would we be protesting? Like, okay, bro, like that for me is kind of negating the fact of what it is that we're trying to bring attention to. Is that really needed to be said? Because the fact of the matter is, like I said, statistically speaking, people always want to throw this at, well, white people die at the hands of police more. Okay, there's more white people per capita. But if you're going to talk about a specific statistic in America, we're talking about unarmed black men versus unarmed white people, or unarmed black people versus unarmed white people. Unarmed black people tend to die at a much higher rate under the hands of police than unarmed white people. We're not talking about who dies with the interactions of police, because that includes people who are armed, that includes certain situations. We're specifically talking about unarmed African American people die at the hands of police more so than their white counterparts, and that is a problem. That is not only a racial problem, that is a systematic problem that we need to adjust. And there's starting to be changes made, and I'm so happy. But would we have had those changes if the outcries of all people? And one thing I will say about, you know, this time around, I feel like of our generation, you know, experiencing this, the peaceful protest that I attended, it was people of all different races, creeds, colors, everything. And if we're gonna look back at the 60s and civil rights movement, it was predominantly African American and people of color. So I do appreciate, not to say that white people didn't contribute, because they did. Like, I do appreciate the fact that it's everybody. It seems like the majority of people in America and around the world are on the same page as far as saying that this is wrong. We need to do something about it. Enough is enough. We're not going to accept it anymore. But I am listening to his perspective, though, so we're going to keep listening.
When will we learn? God, I know you coming to take us home to that paradise that don't see color. Just my brother, just my sister, just my family. Just one nation under God. Just humanity. It's God's planet, man. We need to get our shit together. Cause God planned for people to live free and peace together forever. So rest in peace, George Floyd. You deserve justice, along with everyone who died from racist motherfuckers. And cause of that, you best believe I'm taking
Okay, dope. And like I said, I feel like he's being a part of the change that we wish to seek. And so, P.S. I need to sub. I'm about to sub. Boom. Shout out to Mesus. And I, like I said, I appreciate his perspective and I respect his perspective. But at least for me, I'm not trying to make white people feel guilty. Like, how am I going to make something like I said, if you feel guilty, and then you need to take a look in the mirror as to you must be a part of the problem and not being a part of the change. Mesus, just made a song that brought more awareness to the situation, shared his perspective, and shared the fact that he wants justice for George Floyd. You're definitely not guilty because you're a catalyst for change. You're a catalyst for positivity. You know what I'm saying? And so this doesn't mean white, black, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not being a part of the change that we wish to seek, that society needs to seek, then you need to take a look in the mirror, whether you're white, black, whatever the situation is. But shout out to Mesus. I do like his music. I am going to check out more songs. We'll react to more songs here on the channel as well. And I'm gonna follow him. Actually, we're gonna do it while we on video so you can see, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to Instagram and we're going to follow him, and we're going to go to Twitter and follow him as well. So reach out to Mesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm a DM. And watch, we do it on video. Hey, love your music. Would love to collab with you. But just reacted to one of your songs on my channel as well. Bow. Doop. Sent it. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're gonna follow him on Twitter and check him out too. Yeah, I think we would make a dope song together. Facts. Big facts. Let's see. I don't think he has a Twitter. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, let me know what we're reacting to next on the channel. The like button, sub button, bell button. Let you gotta go.